Hi guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you my everyday makeup look. This is literally what I wear whether I go to work, school. Most of the time when I'm at home I don't wear makeup. It's actually almost 4 o'clock so I need to leave. But I didn't wear makeup all day, I just did it now. So it's very simple, very natural looking, and I just have found products that just truly work for me and I love. So if you'd like to see how I do this, then just keep watching. So we are going to start off with moisturizer. I typically like to use my prescribed cream in the morning and at night, but especially when I'm going to be applying my makeup, I really want to make sure that my skin is hydrated and that I have the smoothest base possible. So this is called EpiCeram. I get it from the dermatologist, so it is a prescription. And I already put some on, but I'm going to apply a little bit more. I've always preferred to do my foundation and face makeup first rather than my eyes. I just think it makes sense to do your base first, but some people, if they do dramatic eyes, they like to do their foundation second in case they have fallout, which I totally understand, but I don't have that dilemma. So I'm going to be applying my primer. This is the Juice Beauty primer. It's the Phytopigments Illuminating one, and this primer, I love it so much. I'm not the type of person that has to have a primer for, you know, for redness or for large pores. I just want like something that's going to just smooth out my skin, and I do like that this one has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not too dramatic to the point where there's like flecks of glitter. Use the Mary Kay matte foundation, and I was skeptical. Trust me, I was expecting to actually hate this product, but I have to say I truly love it. I would not recommend that if you have super dry skin to use a powder all over your face on top of this. However, the way I use it and the products I use totally work with it, and it's not drying, it's not, you know, it doesn't necessarily cling to your dry skin. It's really good. It's pretty full coverage, and it looks like I'm using a lot, but it spreads out quite a bit, so you really don't need a lot. I've had this tube since the summer, and I still feel like I probably have like a third of it left, and I use it whenever I'm home. I used it all summer, every day in the summer. But I just use a damp beauty blender. I just have found that once I started using a beauty blender, it's really hard for me to use a foundation brush, because I always feel like even if you use the foundation brush, you need to use the beauty blender to get rid of any streaks. So to me, it's just like, why use another brush that I need to wash and clean when I could just use this all in one step? And it's so easy. And I like to go over my eyelids, not for really anything besides evening out my skin, because I do have veins that are pretty prominent and blue. I have, you know, the raccoon eyes, which is totally genetic. I've had it since I was a little girl. Like pink under my eyes, pink on my eyes, and dark circles. But this just totally evens out your skin tone. My concealer, this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer. I just use some under my eyes, and then I always have this one spot on my cheek that I always get the same pimple, like in that same area, and so that's the one thing I cover. But as far as like other pimples go, I don't typically cover them. I'd rather just let them breathe and heal. And then again, I go over my eyelids. I do put a little bit of concealer on my nose because it's red, and I also have some pores and, you know, blackheads that I want to cover, which putting more makeup on it is not helping my blackheads. But next I'm going to use powder. I just use the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and This is the hydrating one, by the way. I actually mixed a sample of the regular one and the hydrating one in here, so it's actually both. But this hydrated one is fantastic. I will definitely repurchase it once I'm out. But I just swirl the brush in. This is the Sephora Mini Flawless Light Powder brush. And I wanted the full size, but this one was like half the price. I was like, I'm paying an extra $20 for the rest of the handle. So I just purchased the small one, and it works totally fine. I powder my eye area, basically my under eyes, my eyelids, and then a little bit in my forehead and my T-zone because I do get shiny there. Not necessarily like greasy, but just a little shiny, if you know what I mean. But that's really the area that I powder. I don't need to put it like even on my chin, nothing, not even the concealer that I put on earlier. I just don't, and it totally works for me. Next, I'm going to bronze. So I have a couple of products that I like to use. I have my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil and the Lily Lolo Miami Beach bronzer. I'm going to use this one today. I just dipped this brush in. This is Lab Squared. I think my mom got it from like TJ Maxx. She got this for me as a gift. And I just put this on my cheeks like this, and I kind of go lower. I like to go lower up. I looked it up on Pinterest on how to contour around face because your girl's got a big face, and they say to do it like a little bit lower and then put your blush like a little bit higher. And then I also put it on my forehead line. My dad is home. That's weird. I'm gonna contour my nose. I use the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Powder. I dip my brush in and I just do a little swipe of that on top. Like after I do my initial like contour, this is just like really to bronze and just kind of make your face a little bit glowy. I'm sorry about the dogs. If barking dogs annoys you, I get it. But I'm just gonna finish this up and do my best. As far as blush goes, I've really been loving Peachy Keen from MAC. It's an old blush. I've had this for a long time. It's probably expired. A peachy pink type blush girl. This is what looks the best on my skin. I just really love how this looks. It makes my face look fresh and awake, and I just really love this color. If it's too pinky or if it's too like mauve or purple, it just doesn't look quite right. I just have found that this color, through time and experimenting, that this is what looks best on my skin. For highlighter today, I'm going to use my RMS Beauty Magic Luminizer. This is well loved. I used to use this all the time. And I actually stopped using it for a little bit, but we're back at it. So I put it above my lip, on my nose. Like, I totally love this. And I also like to put it on my eyes sometimes. I set my face before my mascara and my eyebrows. So this is actually a combination of two setting sprays. I dumped my Fix Plus in here because my container broke for it. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge and Fix Plus that I, again, mixed together. And there is something, let me know if you feel me, about Fix Plus that's so nostalgic for me. Just like memories of going to the MAC counter and picking out makeup, and then just Fix Plus and their makeup wipes. It's just like a smell that it just brings back so many memories, so that's why I love using it. I use the Goof Proof from Benefit. I have the shade number 1, but I just, honestly, Just go like this and try to make them as even as possible. And I just make a square at the front of my brow. It's really the front of my brow that has no hair. So that's definitely where I focus. Drawing or filling in. I feel like I can't talk when I do my mascara or eyebrows, so it's like really hard to film. But I used to get so irritated when I would watch like YouTubers and they'd be like, okay, I'll be back after I do my lashes and brows. But now I understand, because it's kind of hard to concentrate and talk when you're trying to do it. And then it also just takes me so long to do this process sometimes. Like my mascara takes me almost as long as like the rest of my face did. I'm going to use the Honest Beauty primer side first of this mascara. It's my favorite mascara and it's non-toxic. I'm going to use the mascara side and I just allow it to dry. I don't count. I just figure by the time I primed the other eye, this one's ready, and it seems to work for me. You don't want to wait too long because then it doesn't apply correctly. The best way to deal with when your mascara either gets on your eyelids or your nose or wherever is to just let it dry completely before you go and try to clean it up, because it'll likely just like wipe away versus you smearing it and then ruining the rest of the makeup you just did. You can pop in a color on your inner corner, like just some shimmery shade. It really doesn't matter. I'll show you my Beauty Counter palette because I love this palette. Cashmere is this color and Gilded is this color. They're actually shimmery. I don't know why it's not showing up. And I just I pop that on my inner corner. And then at school I actually have Queen Phyllis, which is a loose pigment from Bare Minerals. That is it for face makeup, and if I just want to pop a color on my lips, I use Tarte Stunning Lip Surgeons lip cream. It's just a gorgeous color. Again, just something that I happen to find. It's a little sample and it just is the perfect color. So again, going with this color palette, the peachy pink color, it's just what works on my face and I totally love it. But that is it for my makeup. I will sometimes use that palette that I showed you, or any neutral palette. I'll show you a couple that I use. The Lorac Pro 2 palette, I believe this is. And any of these like brown shades, the orangey brown shades, I'll use in my crease. Or my bronzer, I use that. You guys, when I was doing my face, you probably saw me go over my eyelids. Just to give my eyes a little bit more dimension. Some days, like today, they're feeling like kind of flat, so I'll show you what I mean and what I do. So I'll use like Soft Peach and Canyon. So this is Canyon, and then like Soft Peach. And you just take those colors, and even Sienna is a little bit darker brown. I just go in and I pop that in my crease, and you may not even be able to tell like a huge difference, but in person it just adds a little bit of dimension, just to accentuate your eyes and just give you some dimension to your face. That is it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will link all the products I use down below, and let me know if you want me to do an in-depth video about all the products that I did use and my thoughts on them. So I will talk to you soon. I hope you subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.